My girlfriend thought she was setting the stage for my humiliation. She gave me an ultimatum to propose at her family's Christmas Eve party. What she didn't realize was that I had already uncovered her plan. And when the night came, I gave her the public proposal she demanded, just not the one she expected. The ultimatum came out of nowhere on a quiet Tuesday night. Laura, my girlfriend of 2 years, turned off the television, folded her arms, and gave me a look I had never seen before. Her voice was sharp, steady, rehearsed. "We need to talk," she said. Those 4 words landed like a hammer. She leaned forward, eyes locked on me. "This isn't moving forward, Alex. My friends are getting engaged, getting married. I'm 28. I'm not getting any younger. I've been clear about my timeline from the beginning." I had always known Laura wanted marriage, but the way she said it made my stomach twist. I did love her, but there were things that had always given me pause: her obsession with appearances, her hunger for social media validation, the way she spoke about her friends when they weren't around. It wasn't that I didn't want marriage someday, it was that I wasn't sure I wanted it with her. "Laura, we've talked about this," I said carefully. "I'm just not ready yet. Maybe in another year." She cut me off immediately, her tone snapping like a whip. "No. My family's Christmas Eve party is in 2 weeks. You will propose to me there, in front of everyone. If you don't, we're done." The words hung heavy in the room. It didn't feel like a relationship anymore, it felt like a hostage negotiation. I tried reasoning with her, but Laura didn't budge. It was simple: public proposal or the end. 3 days later, I got a call I'll never forget. Her older sister, Sarah, asked me to meet for coffee. Her voice sounded tense, almost urgent. Sarah and Laura couldn't have been more different. Where Laura was flashy, loud, and hungry for attention, Sarah was grounded, pragmatic, and quietly sharp. She worked as a real estate agent and carried herself with calm professionalism. When I met her at the cafe, she looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept. She didn't waste time. "I overheard something you need to know," Sarah said, her voice low. She explained that she had been back home visiting their parents when she heard Laura in her old bedroom, talking to her best friend Megan. According to Sarah, Laura wasn't anxiously awaiting a proposal, she was plotting. "She was laughing," Sarah said bitterly, "bragging about how she pressured you into proposing at the party. But that wasn't the plan. The plan is to let you propose publicly, so she can say no and humiliate you in front of everyone. She wants to make a scene. Her grand exit, a story she can tell for years." I sat frozen, barely breathing as Sarah continued. "She said she's been seeing someone else for the past month. Megan promised to record the whole thing on her phone so Laura could post the rejection online later. Alex, she wants to ruin you. Just for fun. Just for attention." Sarah's eyes were steady on mine. "You needed to know." In that moment, everything crystallized. I saw Laura clearly for who she really was. The ultimatum hadn't been desperation. It had been bait, a carefully crafted trap designed to humiliate me and feed her need for drama. But if Laura wanted a spectacle, I was going to give her one she would never forget. That evening, I put on the performance of my life. I took Laura's hands, looked her in the eye, and told her what she wanted to hear. "I've been a fool. You're right. I'll do it. I'll propose at the party." Her face lit up instantly, triumphant satisfaction flickering across her features. She tried to disguise it as joy, but I saw it, the smile of a hunter watching her prey step willingly into the snare. The next 2 weeks were surreal. Laura was unbearable, smug, bossy, dropping heavy hints about ring styles and pretending not to notice when her family asked suspicious questions. Meanwhile, I was executing a quiet exit plan. I signed a lease on a new apartment, moved my belongings into storage, and slowly severed the ties that bound us. When I told Sarah my counterplan, she hesitated. Then, slowly, she smiled. "Consider me on your team," she said. Finally, Christmas Eve arrived. The party was exactly as Laura had envisioned it, perfectly decorated, buzzing with nearly 50 family members and friends. Laughter and music filled the air. Laura wore a sparkling red dress, eyes glittering with malicious excitement every time they met mine. Each time she caught my gaze, she would subtly tap her finger against her hand and point toward the floor, mocking my impending duty. Megan was never far, her phone already in her hand, itching to capture the big moment. By 9:00 p.m., Laura gave me a sharp nod. "Showtime." I walked to the center of the room near the Christmas tree and tapped a glass. The room fell silent. Laura drifted beside me, her face a flawless mask of anticipation. Megan raised her phone. "Good evening, everyone," I began. My voice was steady, controlled. "This year has been a year of clarity. I've made a decision, one that will secure my happiness and well-being. Laura stepped forward for her close-up, her smile wide and rehearsed. I turned to her, then let my gaze slide past, to Sarah, standing calmly by the fireplace. And to make this happen, I continued, I need some professional help. The room collectively held its breath. I reached into my jacket. Laura's eyes glittered. Her smug smile was locked in place. I got down on one knee and pulled out a black velvet box. The silence was absolute. Inside wasn't a diamond ring, but a newly cut, shining house key resting on velvet. I looked directly at Sarah. Sarah, I know this is unconventional, but would you do me the honor of being my realtor? I've decided to sell my house and need a new place immediately. I'm moving out. 5 seconds of stunned silence followed. Then came the explosion. Laura's face twisted through confusion, realization, and then into pure, white-hot fury. Her smugness shattered, replaced with an open, choking rage. Megan's phone shook in her hand as she accidentally recorded her best friend's jaw dropping to the floor. Sarah, ever the professional, stepped forward without missing a beat. Alex, I'd be delighted to represent you. The silence broke into murmurs, gasps, and nervous laughter. Laura made a strangled sound somewhere between a choke and a scream. What are you doing? She hissed, trembling with rage. I stood, pocketing the box and the key to my freedom. I'm securing my future, I said evenly. A future that doesn't include you. Then I turned and walked out, leaving chaos, and Laura's carefully constructed trap, burning behind me.